We can reverse cancer. We can reverse other diseases. And now we know we can cure heart disease in humans. Food can do this.
Meet the remarkable Dr. T. Colin Campbell, who has spent more than 60 years in the field of nutrition and discovered the golden formula for anti-aging and longevity. Dr. Campbell is 90 years old and remarkably active, has never required medication nor experienced illness throughout his life. He has set a track record in living a youthful and disease-free life. He was the lead scientist in the China-Oxford-Cornell project exploring the relationship between nutrition and cancer. His groundbreaking research reveals a powerful link between food and cancer that has transformed the health industry. In his own words, good nutrition creates health in all areas of our existence. But how does he stay so fit and youthful? Keep watching till the end as he shares his exercise recommendations, morning routine, and sleep hygiene. 3. Top 5 foods he eats to conquer aging. 4. Top 5 foods he avoids for longevity. Top supplements you must eat to maintain good body health.
It actually works, can solve problems. For individual health.
He has authored 350-plus research papers and 4 books, including the America's best-selling The China Study that sold 3 million copies worldwide. The key number 7 of his anti-aging program is to change your exercise routine for lifelong health and ageless vigor.
Great place to exercise, which is part of the game. Try to exercise at least an hour and a half every day.
On Mondays and Thursdays, he likes to go for a morning jog at Rock Creek Park.
Either running, there's lots of paths here. There's Rock Creek Park, that's where the National Zoo is, and you can run that way. And
running helps boost the metabolism and keeps high energy levels throughout the day. The World Health Organization has released an evidence-based physical activity guidelines, recommending at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity activity like jogging per week to reduce death rate caused by heart disease and increase life expectancy by 3 years. Dr. Colin swims on Tuesdays to strengthen muscles. That's why he moves with such agility at his age. Swimming is a form of meditation, reducing anxiety and blood pressure levels that improve sleep quality and brain health. On Wednesdays and Saturdays, he plays golf to calm his mind.
In the summertime, playing golf, playing 9 holes of golf in the morning with my wife coming along with me.
The repeated swing action in golf improves the muscle memory and concentration levels, while reducing cholesterol as the heart rate goes up. Most Sundays, he likes to take a casual stroll and relax. But exercise alone does not fully impact unless you combine it with healthy lifestyle choices. Morning and sleep routine. What does Dr. Campbell do at home to ensure he recovers well from exercise and reaps all the benefits? First, he wakes up early in the morning to start the day and prioritizes at least 8 hours of good night's sleep. A research finding by the National Sleep Foundation reveals that adults who get less than 7 to 9 hours of sleep have higher levels of depressive symptoms and tend to be short-tempered with high negative emotions compared to those who sleep the recommended hours. When we sleep, the body and mind repair cells, consolidate memories, and process emotions that subsequently helps to detox the brain. Then Dr. Campbell drinks water right after he wakes up, as it helps rehydrate your body and regulates blood flow. Drinking water on an empty stomach has massive benefits in promoting gut health and weight loss. It is also included in the skincare regime by most dermatologists. Physically active lifestyle and high-quality sleep are only part of the longevity puzzle. To truly unlock the long, healthy life, Dr. Campbell highlights, you must embrace the enormous importance of a healthy diet. Foods to eat.
Nutrition, if we think of it biologically, is actually using food to maintain health and prevent disease. And the typical diet that we now, in my view, believe is the healthiest possible diet is a so-called 80-10-10 diet. The nutrient composition having to do with 80 parts carbohydrate, 10 parts protein, 10 parts fat on the basis of an energy basis.
One thing you must know, it's definitely not a vegan diet. Then what does Dr. Colin really suggest?
A whole food, plant-based diet with little or no of the 3 devils.
Before we get into the 3 devils which cause cancer and multiple other diseases, we need to understand which are the top 5 plant-based foods he recommends to reverse diseases and aging. Switching to a whole foods plant-based diet is basically eating foods in its whole intact form, which is the best form according to Dr. Campbell. Vegetables. Dr. Campbell recommends 2 handfuls of vegetables per meal, in particular spinach, kale, and broccoli. His typical lunch is a salad made with 90% of green vegetables, as they are rich in minerals, vitamins, and fiber. According to a Harvard research article, eating vegetables daily significantly reduces the risk of high blood pressure, cardiovascular diseases, and even dementia. Kale is rich in vitamin C, A, and K, high in beta-carotene and lutein that promotes strong bones and liver health. 1 cup of raw spinach has 23.7 grams of magnesium and 167.1 grams of potassium that builds a strong digestive system and immunity. Broccoli. The nutritional benefits of broccoli are intense, which includes potassium, iron, calcium, and vitamin C that prevents anemia, cataract, and arthritis. Broccoli contains glucosinolates that reduce the risk of cancer development in the body, according to research by the American Medical Cancer Association. According to Dr. Campbell,
nutrition controls cancer development.
Legumes are the best source of fiber and protein, as it contains iron, copper, zinc, and phosphorus.
If we're consuming a diet of whole plant-based foods, we're actually getting the ideal levels of protein. We don't need more.
Dr. Campbell and his wife add legumes in everyday cooking, whether it's chickpea, beans, lentils, or peas. They are naturally low in fat and cholesterol-free, eliminating the risk of type 2 diabetes, blood pressure, and obesity. Next time you feel like snacking, try legume salad or soups. Grains. Dr. Campbell eats oats for breakfast with a fresh fruit topping. Other times, his wife cooks a deliciously healthy whole grain pancake with fruit puree or maple syrup. His advice is to eat 1 cup of whole grains daily to stay healthy. Oats are rich in beta-glucan fiber, antioxidants, and mineral compounds that improves intestinal well-being and regulates type 2 diabetes. Instead of white rice, he suggests eating whole grain rice for dinner in moderate amounts to reap full anti-aging benefits. Fruits and berries. Dr. Campbell eats 1 to 2 handfuls of fresh blueberries, typically at breakfast or later in the afternoon as a snack. According to Harvard research, eating blueberries at least once a week delays cognitive aging by up to 2.5 years. Blueberries have compounds that help generate new nerve cells in the brain and increase memory. Blueberries have anti-aging properties with rich sources of vitamin C, anthocyanin, and prebiotics that maintain gut health, keeping you active and fit. Similarly, he recommends avocados when feeling hungry, as it gives a fuller feeling and reduces unhealthy cravings. In every 100 grams of avocado, there are 76 micrograms of a natural plant sterol called beta-cytosterol that keeps the heart healthy, while half an avocado has 18% of daily value of vitamin K, essential for bone health, and beta-carotene to restore eye vision. He suggests eating fruits in a certain way.
Throw the peels of vegetables and so forth away, sometimes, like even peel apples, whatever. And it's really the whole intact food, fresh, obviously, as much as possible.
Take nuts in moderate amounts. Dr. Campbell enjoys a handful of mixed nuts, either added in cereal or salads. Making nuts a regular part of a healthy diet helps to regulate our weight and protect against nerve diseases and cancer. Almonds, cashews, and walnuts are also a great addition in a keto diet, as they are high in healthy fats and vitamins, reduce cholesterol, and are low in carbohydrates. Brazil nuts are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, which boost collagen in skin, keeping you forever young. In which form should we eat whole foods?
Well, we say vegetables, fruit, grains, legumes, maybe some nuts, of course, too, in a whole food form. And then and what I'm saying about that is that we can grind them up if we want to, or whatever we do with them. We can cook them to some extent. That's not a big deal. It's just the fact of keeping the whole thing intact.
But eating the right foods in the right form still doesn't fix anti-aging unless we also avoid the foods that Dr. Campbell recommends. Foods to avoid. Animal protein. First off, cut out animal protein from your diet. According to his best-selling book, China Study, eliminate all forms of animal protein that includes red meat, pork, lamb, and beef, as it causes cancer and several other diseases like Parkinson's, lupus, and heart strokes. This is what happened when Dr. Campbell conducted a laboratory experiment.
When we feed, in this particular case, an animal that has the ideal levels of protein, that being about 20% of total protein. When we feed a diet that is 20% dietary protein, these cancers are growing well the first 6 weeks in those animals. In contrast, when you feed a diet of 5% dietary protein, they don't, even though they've been genetically programmed to get the disease.
So what happens when we eat 5% of protein rather than 20%?
Switch the diet back and forth between 20% protein and 5% protein. You can see it there. We could get to a point we could turn on and turn off cancer development.
Similarly, a Harvard research in 2005 discovered people eating red meat were about a third more prone to develop colon cancer than those who ate very less red meat. Second food he insists on cutting out are dairy products.
Dairy is a troublesome food, a very troublesome food. Casein is the main protein in cow's milk. Why is that important? Well, soy and wheat protein, for example, does not increase cancer development like does casein.
Dairy turns on prostate cancer, and Dr. Campbell says those who consume the most dairy have up to double or quadruple the risk of cancer.
Cow's milk protein, casein, is a chemical carcinogen that is more relevant than any other carcinogen identified so far.
The higher the fat intake, the higher the breast cancer risk. The lower the fiber intake, the higher the cancer risk for colon cancer and rectal cancer.
Third, say no to sugar. Sugar accelerates aging. There is simple scientific logic. At the end of each DNA strand is a little cap called a telomere, which protects our DNA from damage. Every time our DNA is read and duplicated, those telomeres shorten. Sugar shortens our DNA strands, making us age quickly. Whenever Dr. Campbell feels a strong urge to eat sweets, he sneaks a few chunks of very dark chocolate combined with some figs or raisins. Fourth, eating clean, no oil.
With little or no of the three devils, oil and fat being one, sugar and salt.
He prefers healthy cooking options like steamed, grilled, or stir-frying in a little olive oil. Also recommends minimizing the consumption of processed foods.
Processed foods also are not good because they tend to be very high in salt, sugar, and fat, the three devils.
Processed foods are high in artificial colors, flavors, or other chemical additives that contribute to obesity and chronic diseases like diabetes and heart problems. Next time you drink a soda or eat those frozen pizzas, you better think hard. Supplements. What supplements does Dr. Campbell recommend that makes this anti-aging formula rock solid? Even though he believes most of the supplements are a waste of money, there are two supplements he occasionally recommends and takes himself. Vitamin D. About 35% of adults in the United States have vitamin D deficiency despite eating a balanced diet, increasing the risk of bone pain, infections, and chronic fatigue. Taking 20 micrograms of vitamin D supplement daily in adults improves bone health and muscles. Vitamin D also reduces cancer cell growth and inflammation. B12. Vitamin B12 deficiency, common in older people, leads to deep depression, paranoia, memory loss, joint pain, and breathlessness. We need to take 2.5 micrograms of vitamin B12 to make red blood cells, nerves, DNA, and carry out other functions.
Just decide what we should put in our mouths. A whole food plant based diet, vegetables, fruits, grains, and legumes. Don't add back to oil, fat, and sugar. It's a lot cheaper. It really works.
If you want to discover even more practical tools on how to prevent heart disease, cancer, and other chronic diseases, make sure you learn renowned cardiologist Dr. Esselstyn Caldwell's diet and exercise recommendations for a long, healthy life.